button. Excellent. Okay, so we're hitting record. Very, very excited to see everyone here. Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday night with me. As I say, 100 people have registered for this masterclass, so I am super, super pumped to share all of this awesome content with you this evening, with you and me and 80 others of our best friends, which is awesome. So if you could just write in the chat box where everyone is zooming in from, that would be awesome to see if we've managed to cover all corners of Australia at least, and maybe even New Zealand. So we've got Adelaide, we've got Melbourne, we've got Ipswich, we've got Buderim in Queensland. Was that right, Lynette? Yeah. Oh, good. Brisbane, Geelong. Awesome. Viva Bris Vegas. We've got Mackay, we've got Hervey Bay, Adelaide, Perth, in the babies room. Having lots of little babies. You've got babies all over the place, Shelley. Yeah. Rads, of course. Excellent. Cool beans. Excellent. So good to have you all here. Imagine if this was in person. It'd get very expensive for everyone. So very pleased you're here. So has everyone got their drinks on hand, ready to go? Excellent. Everyone got pad and paper so they can take lots of notes. Excellent. Oh, and we've got New Zealand. There we are. I was wondering when you were going to. And Mudgee. Excellent. Where's Mudgee? What state is that? I feel like I should know, but I don't. New South Wales. Excellent. Oh, that's not where Mudgee is. Central. Okay, thank you. Excellent. Awesome. So everyone's got their drinks. Everyone's got their pens and papers ready. And Ocean Grove in Victoria. Wonderful. So let's get crack-a-lacking on this masterclass. So what I'd like to do, first of all, is to just introduce myself. For those of you who are new to my world, I think I know most of you, but there are some people that I do not. So welcome. My name is Kerry. I'm a 47-year-old wife and mother of two. I have a few feathers in my cap. I am a registered nurse. I am also a Boss Course personal stylist for those of you who have come through the Boss program, who know me through there. And I am also a human design specialist and a empowerment and mindset coach. So I use human design and mindset work and empowerment coaching to get women living the life that they are designed to live. So the quote that drives me and what I do and the work that I do is, men live lives of quiet desperation and go to their graves with their songs still in them. And that quote just gets me in the feels every time. And it's one of the driving reasons why I do what I do. Because as soon as I heard that quote, I think, not on my watch. Not any woman who comes into my stratosphere is going to go to their graves with their songs still in them, because we all have a song to sing and we are all worthy of being able to sing that song. So that's pretty much why I do what I do. And I love using human design, and I love coaching women to get through all of the things that hold them back from singing that song. So that is a little bit about me. So before we start in this awesome content that we are going to be covering, is just a baby at 47. That's very kind, Michelle. Thank you so much. And while we're on Michelle, I would love to introduce you to Michelle. If you could give everyone a little wave. So Michelle is going to be my super ninja for the evening. So she is going to keep an eye on the chat box for me. She's going to drop any links that I need dropped into the chat box, and she is going to bring anything that needs my attention to my attention. So she will be manning the chat box for me, which is awesome. And thank you very much, Michelle. Michelle is also my my clarity coach as well, and she's the reason why we have 100 people registered for this masterclass. So if anyone needs a clarity coach, she's your girl. All right. So a few other housekeeping things. If we could, I know some people's internet doesn't allow it, but if you can have your cameras on, I would love that so much, because it just allows me to be able to interact with you a lot more. It allows me to calibrate, make sure I'm not leaving anybody behind. And I just love seeing your beautiful, beautiful faces. So if you are able to, if you have the capacity to, if you could have your cameras on, that would be amazing. Also, if you haven't done already, just pop yourselves on mute for me. It just helps to minimize any sort of background noise, any dogs barking, kids crying, anything that might distract anyone from really taking in what's going on tonight. So that would be amazing as well, which I think everyone has done. If not, I will quickly go through and do that now. But obviously, if you have a share or if you have a question and I ask you directly, please take yourself off mute so I can hear what it is you're saying, because my lip reading skills aren't great, must say. Last but not least, have fun. I want this to be as interactive as possible. So please pop your comments, pop anything that you have to say in the chat box. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, I want this to be as much fun as possible, because when you can incorporate education with an experience of happiness, of joy, of laughter, it's just going to cement that learning so much more. So I would love it if you had a bit of fun with this as well. Okay, so is everyone cool bananas with all of that? Excellent. Cool beans. Well done, everyone. Excellent. Oh, Kate's braved it and put her camera on. She's like, you made me. Excellent. And thanks for the thumbs up there, Michelle. That's awesome. You did it just for me, Kate. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Now, on the odd chance that my computer starts doing some odd things, every now and again it does this weird keychain password thing and I have to turn the whole thing off and turn it back on again. Michelle is going to keep you entertained. She's been practicing the Dance of the Seven Veils. She also sings a little bit as well, so she will be entertaining you while I get my computer back online. So now we're all praying and manifesting a computer breakdown, I know, but because I wouldn't mind seeing that either. But in case that happens, don't freak out. I will be back in a few minutes. It just does this about once every 3 months, but it picks its moments very, very well when it decides to do that. And I appreciate your patience in advance if that happens. So without any further ado, let's get started, shall we? Excellent. All right. Let me just move you all across to the side so I can see my slides. And let's share the screen and get going. Okay, oops. There we go. And let me just adjust the screen so I can see everyone again. That's perfect. Can everyone see those slides okay? Excellent. Oh, Shirley's got her wine. I'm jealous. I thought I'd better wait till after the masterclass to start tucking into the wine. Makes me a little bit more coherent. So self-care, schmelf-care. I called it that because that's what I always used to think of self-care, because I always thought of it as something that spoiled women with a lot of money seem to be able to do, but it wasn't for me, clearly. But what I've now learned, that I was looking in all the wrong places for my self-care. So this self-care class is going to be about what real women need to nurture themselves. And it has been a hard-learned lesson for me. It's taken me a lot of years and a lot of money to figure it out, but I finally cracked the code and now I'm wanting to share it all with you guys. So very excited to share this. So why have I decided to do this as a topic for a masterclass? Well, let's rewind back about 10, 12 years. Motherhood and life in general actually wasn't what I expected it would be. So we spend the first part of our lives, our 20s, 30s, in the morning of our lives, ticking the boxes, doing the things that we think, well, that we've been told that will give us fulfillment. So, you know, go to uni, go to school, be a good girl, get a job, get a car, get married, have kids, get a house, all of those things. So I'm ticking those boxes. And it was like, is this it? Is this it? All of those things are wonderful, but still felt that there was more. And motherhood in particular wasn't what I expected it would be. It was wonderful, but it wasn't the everlasting nirvana that I thought it might be. So it really hit the fan for me in particular when Ashton, who is now 13, almost 14, was diagnosed with autism and intellectual disability at the age of 3 and 3 months. So I used this particular picture. One, I talk about when Ashton was diagnosed, because this was the last time that we went on a family holiday, and we weren't a special needs family then, we were a normal family. And it wasn't long after this trip that he was diagnosed. So it was the last time that we felt like a normal family, if there is even such a thing. So the years after that had me drowning in paperwork when it comes to, I'm not sure, has anyone got a special needs child or has a grandchild with special needs? Yeah, Amber's nodding. Excellent. Yeah. So there's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of funding that needs to be organised. Yeah, lots of stuff goes on when you've got a special needs child. So it had me, oh, hang on, let me just get the chat box up. I can see someone said something. Here we go. And I'll just pop that over there. Excellent. Oh, yep. So Michelle's got a niece with special needs. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So the ensuing years had me, and Katrina, yep, perfect. So the ensuing years had me drowning in paperwork, overwhelm, and not enoughness. So when you have a child diagnosed with autism, it's a lot. It's a lot of appointments, it's a lot of paperwork, it's a lot of red tape, it's a lot of funding issues. And it's also a lot of mental and psychological stuff going on with you as well, because you're like, what did I do wrong? Did I, breathe in too much smoke when I was pregnant? What should I be doing? Is there more I could be doing? There's a lot of things that are going on with you when you have a child diagnosed with special needs. So through all of this paperwork, through all of this mental load that I was carrying, because there was a lot of details, a lot of appointments to keep, and mentally it was very, very heavy. So through all of this, I felt overworked and underappreciated. And I felt like I wanted to be seen and heard and recognised for just how hard I was working and how hard I was trying to keep my head above water. But I didn't know how to go about being seen and heard and recognised. So I got the attention I needed through the tools that I had. And those tools were passive aggression and sarcasm. I suppose this is up to me, isn't it? I can't trust you to get that done, I suppose. And I guess all this is up to me, is it? So a lot of passive aggression, a lot of sarcasm. Victimization and martyrdom was another tool in my toolkit. It was like, oh, poor me. What about me? No, I'll do that. I'll do that. And blame, shaming and blaming. I blamed my husband for a lot of stuff. And yeah, I kind of, to a certain extent, blamed him for the position that I found myself in. But the problem was these things didn't feel like me. Like at my core, I am a positive, happy person. And so me getting the recognition that I was after And me displaying these behaviors of passive aggression and sarcasm and martyrdom, they didn't feel like me, but they were the only thing that I knew to use. And those were the only things that were modeled to me as a child. So those were the tools that I had. So those were the tools that I used. So even though it didn't feel like me. So Shelley's just written, my second baby is ADHD or autistic. Test being done now. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Shelley. Yeah. And if this will serve her, Shelley, feel free to forward all of this on to her as well, this masterclass, because yeah, it will help, because I didn't know what I needed in these times, and these were exactly the behaviors that I was displaying. So, is this relatable to anyone else as well, or is it just me? Yeah, so Lynette, yeah, Michelle, Shelley, Sheree, excellent, good. So I remember during these times being a complete pain in the butt and feeling like I was being very unpleasant to be around. Oh, Michelle says so much. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for not making me feel alone, ladies. Yeah, so I just remember being really painful to be around, and people feeling really uncomfortable being around me because I was always playing the victim. I wouldn't let anyone do anything for me because they wouldn't do it well enough. People would offer to help and I would turn them down. And yeah, I was just generally painful. And I would blame my husband for knowing what he needed and then getting that need met. So I went into a post a little while ago about my husband asking to go on a boys' weekend away camping, and I lost it. I never get any time to myself, and you get to do whatever you want. Like this poor man, he worked full time and then had the kids for the weekend when I worked. So like he got no free time anyway. But I didn't see any of that. It was all about me, and yeah, he was asking for what he needed, and I was resentful that he knew what he needed, and I was resentful that he was asking for it because I don't ask for it. So what makes you think you should ask for it? Be down here in the trenches and in the mud with me. Don't ask for what you need. And then resenting him for it. Like crazy. And if anyone offered to help, I would martyr myself and play the victim. So if my in-law said, here, I'll take the kids for the afternoon. What do you want to do? No, it's okay. I'll do it. Because the truth of the matter was I actually didn't freaking know what I wanted. I didn't know what I needed. What it was that would make me feel better was a complete mystery to me. And throughout all of this, because I wasn't being who I was, which was genuinely a happy person, I wasn't being myself. So I felt like I was letting everyone down, especially my daughter and especially my husband. They got the shit end of the stick every time. So I knew it came from lack of self-care, but I did not have a clue where to start. Is this relatable? Yeah, excellent. Oh, didn't think I'd get emotional there, but here we are. Okay. Right, so of course everyone came in. Oh, thank you, Shelley. I appreciate that. So of course everyone chimed in. And they were saying all the things. You need to make yourself a priority. Duh, you think? You need to take time for your own self-care. Duh. Thank you, Captain Obvious. You can't pour from an empty cup. Really? Thanks. Like all of this was really awesome advice, and thank you. And so I did all of the things that everyone recommended that they do for self-care. So I would book into Endota and have a massage. I would take myself off to the movies. I would have the bubble baths. I would get the mani-pedis. But none of them worked. None of them actually made me feel any better. So I would get the massage and I'd be lying there and my brain would be going tick, 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 with all the things that I could be doing in this hour that I'm lying here getting rubbed down. If I took the bath, same thing, tick, 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 thinking, what could I be doing in this time? There's going to be a kid coming in here soon. Someone's going to be hungry, la, 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 la. The only thing that really worked for a little while was the movies. The movies would take me out of my own head for an hour and a half to 2 hours, but nothing was processed. It was a distraction. And when I got back home, exactly the same things were going on. So yeah, I see Carol going, yep. She's been there. Yep. Who else has been there? Yep. Tried all of the normal self-care stuff. Nothing really worked. So then a couple of years ago, I started doing the work. So learning about myself. So a couple of years ago, just under 2 years ago, I joined the Coaching Institute, and probably about 8 months before that, I delved into human design. So through coaching, if anyone in here is a coach, everyone knows that their first client is themselves. So you have to do the work before you can teach others how to do the work. And so learning about myself and doing the work on myself was the best thing that I could have done, not only for me, but for my family as well. So through doing the work, I discovered what it was that I was seeking in those moments when I was being painful, but when I felt unseen, when I felt unheard, when I felt overwhelmed, when I felt burned out. The things that I needed in those moments, I now know what it was that I was after, and I now know how to tend to it myself. I don't have to rely on anyone else to do it for me, because I know what it is that I need. So absolutely, heal the healer, Raf. So now things are looking a little bit more peachy in Kerryland. So my relationships are better because I know what real self-care is all about. So the self-care that actually matters and that makes a difference. So I know what I need, and I know that I need to take responsibility for getting it, because no one came to save me and no one could anticipate my needs, because I didn't even know my own needs. So there was no way anyone else was going to do it for me. So I know what I need, and I take responsibility for getting it myself. And it wasn't that I got my nails done enough times or I clocked up a lot of massages. It was because I discovered the secret sauce to the self-care that actually really matters. So, are we ready to get into the secret sauce? Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, welcome to our new arrivals. Hello, Kirsty. Give us the sauce. Sound like me when I was having my babies. Give me the juice. Give us the sauce. Excellent. Love your enthusiasm. So let's get into the secret sauce. So just so we're all on the same page, let's actually look at the definition of what self-care is. So self-care means taking the time to do the things that help you live well. Couldn't be any more vague, really, could it? It's pretty subjective. Like, it could mean anything. So why is self-care important? So I'm just going to take, is someone off mute? I'll hide. Oh, hi, Janine. Janine's here. That's awesome.
I'm going to put this on earphones so I can sit with you guys and eat pie, but I really want to.
Hang on. Someone's off. Whoever's off mute, can you mute yourself, please? Hang on. I'll try and find who it is. That's all right. I think they're off. Okay. So why is self-care important? Found you. No, good. So why is it important? It encourages you to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself so you can transmit the good feelings to others. So my translation of that is that you can give to others from a place of overflow, not
Are you going to make the pie?
in the bottom of the emotional barrel. Does that make sense to everyone? Cool. Excellent. Yeah. So gives us a healthy relationship with ourselves so we can give from overflow, not from scraping the bottom of the emotional barrel. But when I was looking up self-care, when I was doing the research, what I found was this. So this is what self-care means to a lot of people. It means stay positive, prioritize sleep, drink smoothies, set goals, have regular exercise, stay hydrated, cut down your alcohol, cut back your caffeine, practice gratitude, eat regular, so looking at all the information about self-care, is there any wonder that women, when it comes to self-care, they feel lost, they feel confused, they feel overwhelmed, and feel like it's just another thing we've been failing at and we don't have any time for? Like, can I get an amen? Amen. Hallelujah. Sweet Jesus. Absolutely. Yeah. Who's got time for cooking wholesome meals and staying hydrated and journaling and setting boundaries and getting outside and drinking juice? It's too much. It's too much. And that can be part of self-care, but it's not the foundation. It's not the base that we need to do our self-care from. So going through all that stuff, like, you've got to be kidding me. We cannot possibly get all that done. And it just feels like another thing we have to do. Like, we've got enough mental load to carry. We don't need all of that other stuff. So here's the thing that I found. Most women actually don't want to be running through brick walls, 10 feet tall and bulletproof. We don't want to be feeling whiz bang. We just actually want to feel better about our life experience. And we just want to have a better experience of the life we're having, because we asked for this life. We've manifested this life. We want our partners. We want our children. We want our family life. But we just want to feel better and have a more joyful, wholesome experience of all of those things. Would you all agree with that? You don't actually really want anything to change. You just want to have a better experience of it. So what is it that we need to have a better experience of it? Excellent. I'm loving the prayer hands. Thank you. So what is it that we need? And that's the key word here, need. What do we need? Let's turn to Tony. In Tony we trust. Love me a bit of Tony Robbins. So Tony Robbins created this model, and it's called the 6 human needs. And these are the things that us humans need to feel like we are living a good and wholesome life. So the first, and this isn't in order of what it should be, because the priority or the hierarchy of these needs are different for every person. Some needs are more important than others. So this isn't in any way in any sort of order. So number 1 human need that we need is certainty. We want to be able to avoid pain, and we want to be able to feel safe. So that's our number 1 need. Second need is uncertainty, which seems a bit counterproductive to the first one, but we need a bit of excitement. We need a bit of spontaneity. So that's another human need that we all have. Then human need number 3 is significance. So we all need to feel special. We all need to feel important, and we all need to feel needed. So is this one starting to ring any bells, like, of what maybe I was seeking in those moments when I was being a bit of a pain in the butt? So significance, feeling special, feeling important, feeling needed. That's a need. Then we've got connection and love. So we need to feel closeness or union with something or someone. That's a need, a human need. And then the other 2 are like bonus special needs. So once we've got those 4 needs met in whatever order is most important to you, we have the need for growth. So growth is expansion, understanding yourself and learning. So it's personal development. It's growing as a person and as a spiritual being. And then we have the need of contribution. So the need to help other people and leave a legacy and have a sense of service. So those are Tony's 6 human needs. So the needs is the key word. So notice the human needs. They're not called human, it would be nices if you could have it, but, you know, doesn't matter if you don't. Or it's not called human, oh, I can take it or leave it. And you can see Tony's very amused by my interpretation of his needs. He's very they're called human needs because we need them. They're not nice to have. They're not maybes. We need them. We need them to feel fulfilled and whole. So they are needs. So we all need, I'm overdoing it, overshooting the mark. So we all need these things to feel whole and fulfilled. And the need for significance and the need to feel important and special and needed is the human need that inspired my own list of self-care priorities, which I'm going to share with you in a moment. It's very exciting. So this need for significance is often unmet in women. So our need to feel needed, our need to feel special, and our need to feel important is often unmet because many women have been raised and conditioned from childhood to be human givers, not human beings. So this was modeled to us through our mothers and through our grandmothers to give and give of our mind, give of our bodies, give of ourselves to the human beings, which are our younger siblings, our partners, our children, as much as possible, and completely neglecting our own needs because the human beings' needs come first. We're the human givers. Does that strike a chord with anyone? Yeah. And all of this human giver part of ourselves, giving up our minds, giving up our bodies, giving up everything that we have to the human beings, it was either subconsciously modeled to us. Yeah, absolutely, Shelley. It was either subconsciously modeled to us through our mothers or our grandmothers, or it was either consciously given to us. Give that to your brother. Give that to your younger sibling. So it's all, and everything from birth to 7 years old goes straight into our subconscious programming as our core beliefs. And it teaches us to put our own needs last. So we are not as important as the human beings because we're the human givers. So we're not as important. So that need for significance gets put right down on the back burner for us. But we all deserve to feel special, and we all deserve to feel like we matter, and we all deserve to feel significant because we are. We are important, and we are significant, and we do matter. But we oftentimes are taught in our childhood that we're not. And self-care is the way that we get this need for significance met. So because it's a need and we need to get a need met, how we get this need for significance actually matters. Because it's a need, by hook or by crook, we're going to get this need met by any means necessary. So some get this need met in really resourceful ways that is really good and really ecological for everyone around us. So it's good for us and it's good for everyone around us, which is what I'm going to show you in this masterclass, a resourceful way to get that need for significance met. Yeah, the men get the good cut of the meat and the mum gets the leftover. 100%, Michelle, because the men are the breadwinners, so you got to give to them. Absolutely, 100%. So other ways to get a need met, because it's a need, you're going to get it. You're going to get that need met, whether you like it or not, are unresourceful. So some of the ways that we get that need met is not ecological for everybody and is not going to feel good for everyone around you. And they're not always who you are at your core. So guess which way I was getting my need for significance met. It wasn't being resourceful and making everyone feel good around me. It was being unresourceful, using passive aggression, sarcasm, and making everybody feel uncomfortable, because if they felt uncomfortable around me, well, at least they noticed me. That's how I worked. So like many things in life, as women, we're told what self-care looks like. Oh, you need self-care. You need to go drink the smoothies. You need to take up yoga. You need to do your breathing exercises. You need to do your journaling. So we're told what it should look like. We've been told how our lives should look like. So we also get told what self-care should look like. And I did all of these things, but it made no difference to how I actually felt inside. It made no difference to my internal experience of my life. And it wasn't until now that I realized that what I was looking for was that human need of significance. I didn't know that that's what I was looking for. If someone had told me, I probably actually would have laughed at them and told them I don't have that big a head. But it's true. It seems like I do. I do have that big head. I am just that selfish. Yeah, but it wasn't until now I realized what I was looking for was significance. And it wasn't until now that I realized that I was looking for that significance in the wrong place. I was looking for everyone around me to make me feel special, me feel significant, me feel seen, and me feel heard. But it wasn't up to everyone around me to do that. I had to do that for me. So I was looking external, not internal. So now I know from my own experience in doing the work, the self-care that really would have made a difference in those times. And here it comes. Drum roll, please. So in the 1940s, Abraham Maslow developed his hierarchy of needs. Have we all heard of Uncle Abe and his hierarchy of needs? Yep, we would have all heard of it in psychology probably at school. Little less known, John Bowlby had his list of attachment needs. And then Tony Robbins has his 6 human needs. So introducing to you this evening, we have the Kerry Thorne hierarchy of self-care needs. I know, thanks, Kate, appreciate that. Oh, round of applause, thanks, Jody. Thank you. Oh, lovely. Yep. So this is my very own hierarchy of self-care needs. And it's so simple. Is that like the easiest thing ever? How did we all not know that? How did we all not know this stuff? It's so easy. So bottom layer, feel emotional. Like, okay, cool. Excellent. Love it. Cool. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So foundational level, we need to feel emotional. Then after we feel our emotions, we need to get needy. Get needy. Gimme. And then after that, we need to seek joy. Yep. Take your pictures. Now, this is all coming at you in a free PDF after this session as well. So don't be too upset if you miss it, but feel free to take photos of it. But as a thank you, I'll be giving you a free printable PDF with all of this explained for you to take home and print off and pin it on your bedroom wall. So yeah, looks simple. It actually is really, really simple. Oh, Kate's feeling emotional. You okay, doll? You all right? Excellent. Yep, feel the feels, 100%. So let's explain the feeling emotional. What is that all about? I wish that I had known this 10, 12 years ago. And I think Michelle, you said that you wish that you'd known this 30 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, dear. So feeling emotional. You are allowed to feel what you feel. Okay? You feel what you feel for a reason. And you are entitled to feel the way that you feel. Now, this is actually groundbreaking knowledge for a lot of people because we have never been allowed to feel what we feel, or we have never been able to express how we feel. So this bit of information alone can be like, what? We're allowed to feel what we feel? Yes. Whatever that looks like, you're allowed to feel what you feel. You're entitled to feel what you feel because you feel that way for a reason. Okay? All emotions are valid. All emotions are allowed. Even the ones that make you ugly cry. Even the ones that make other people feel really uncomfortable. Okay? Yes, no, we don't have to cheer up because a stranger tells us to, Michelle. No, we don't. We're allowed to feel what we feel, and that's okay. And you need to feel all your emotions fully. This is foundational for real self-care that matters. And when you learn to do this, it is going to change the experience of your life. I guarantee it. So let's dive in a little bit further with the feeling the emotions. So many of us have been shamed out of expressing our emotions. So when we were little, and I'd love to see a thumbs up, a hands up if any of this relates, and even put in the chat what was suppressed for you as a child. So many of us have been shamed out of expressing our emotions. So it has taught us to believe that what we feel is wrong or bad. So if we were angry, we were told to shut it down. Crying in front of other people, did we get told stop crying or else I'll tell you something to cry for, or give you something to cry for? Who got that one? Yep, absolutely. If I was overly happy as well, I'd get told to calm down because it was too uncomfortable for other people. If I was angry, I would get denied love because being angry made other people uncomfortable. Being sad made other people uncomfortable. Cheer up, it's not that bad. Come on, stiff up a lip. All that, yep, exactly. Did anyone else get, yep, so Nikki's got her hand up, 100%. So yeah, anyone else get anything that had any sayings? Yep, just being dramatic. Yes, absolutely. Why are you so sensitive? Don't be so sensitive. Yes, absolutely. You're overreacting. Oh, brilliant, Kirsty. I love it. Feelings aren't right or wrong. You choose how to. Absolutely, Michelle. Absolutely. Yep. So in some way, on some level, we were shamed out of our emotions and we were taught to believe that what we felt was bad or wrong. And it made other people uncomfortable to witness them. So we learned to suppress it to survive because we didn't want to make our adults upset because they feed us, they water us, they shelter us, and they love us. And if we upset them, it can't be us. It can't be them. It must be us that's wrong. So I'm just going to find the person who's not on mute and quickly mute them if I can find them. There you are. Boom. Yeah. So if we expressed an emotion that was uncomfortable for our big magical people, our parents, our caregivers, they would either withhold affection, they would ignore us, they would shut it down, they would yell at us. There would be some way, shape, or form that made us know that expressing our emotion was wrong or bad. So we learned to shut it down so we were more acceptable to them so they would keep on loving us. Boom. Is that like a boom town for a lot of people? Yeah, absolutely. So what we need to do to feel emotional is to not turn away, not suppress, not gloss over what we feel, but it's to turn towards our emotion and feel it. So Nikki said, I still get told those things by my parents. Oh, Nikki, that sucks. Oh, well, there's nothing you can do about it when something bad happens. Exactly. Yeah, it's like, please get over this really, really quickly because I can't deal with you being upset. Exactly, Nikki. Yep. 51. Parents never learnt to process their own emotions, so they have no idea how to help us process ours. And that's why they shut it down. I feel intensely uncomfortable with you being upset. I don't know what to do with you, so I'm going to shut that down so I feel more comfortable. In a nutshell, that's what it was. And Amber says, someone else has it worse than you, be brave. Oh my God, how invalidating is that, Amber? Yes, your experience isn't as bad as someone else's, so please be quiet about it. Oh my God, there's so many things. So a couple of quick tips for being able to process your emotion is to sit with it. Allow it to flow over your body like a wave and lean into it. It won't break you. We're also told that we won't be able to handle it, but it won't break us. And another way that you can process emotion is journal it out. And Patricia came up with a fantastic little, I don't know what you'd call it, a little saying when processing emotion. She called it a splat journal. I don't know where you came up with that, Patricia, but it was awesome. So what a splat journal is it's a crappy old journal that's like $2 at Kmart, and you write all of the things that you feel like you're not allowed to say in your splat journal, because what you're doing is you're taking it out of your brain and you're splatting it into a journal. And then once you've written it all down, once you've gotten it all out of your body, you rip it up, you burn it, you throw it away. It's gone, it's done, it's dusted. But it's all about processing it and getting it out of your body, because what you resist persists. Emotions are like an annoying toddler that is hanging onto your leg, having a tantrum and won't let go. You are never going to be able to put 100% of your emotion, of your concentration into something when you've got a screaming, tantruming toddler hanging off your leg. Same thing goes with big emotions. Nikki, did you have a question, or is your hand still up from the, hey, yeah? Were you all right? You got your hand up. I don't know how to get rid of it. Oh, there we go, lower hand. Were you right, Nikki? No, all good. Okay, all good. No worries, Nikki. Excellent. Yeah, so you can never put 100% of your attention onto anything if you've got this toddler hanging off your leg. You can try, but you're not going to be very successful. So same goes when you've got, no worries, Nikki, you're all good. So same goes when you've got big emotions running through your body. If you are feeling a lot of anxiety, or if you're feeling a lot of anger, you're not going to be able to 100% concentrate on what it is that you need to do. And that's when you start getting snappy, and that's when you start getting annoyed easily. That's when you start getting easily triggered, because you've got this toddler hanging off your leg. You need to process that emotion and tend to it. Like a toddler, get down on its level, say, what do you need? So lean into that emotion. Does that make sense? Awesome. Excellent. So step number 2. What's happened there? Sorry. Get needy. So having needs does not make you needy. You're allowed to have needs. We all have needs, and we all deserve to get those needs met. What's Shelley saying? Are you trying to suggest that passive aggressive isn't the way to go? I'll throw that question back at you, Shelley. Has it worked? Sometimes, yeah. Does it make people around you feel good? That's the other question. No. So having needs does not make you needy. We all have needs and we all deserve to get those needs met. I remember when Ashton was first going to early intervention, one of the workers said to me that men are the kings of self-preservation and self-care. And I'm like, yeah, because they know what they need and they get them met. So yeah, love it. So we all have needs and we all deserve to get those needs met. And your loved ones are not mind readers. Your partner, your people around you, your mother-in-law, all the ones around you aren't loved ones. They don't see when you've got a need or how to meet it. That's why they say you can't pour from an empty cup. It's a cup, it's not a glass. They can't see when you're running low. Okay, so they're not mind readers. You need to tell them when you have needs and how you need them met. So Michelle says, how many times are women told not to be needy because it's a turn off for men? Absolutely. Oh my Lord. So here's the thing about getting your needs met. No one will save you from yourself. If you don't know what you need, how can you expect anyone else to know what it is that you need? Oftentimes we say really clever things like, well, he should know. You should know what I need. I didn't know what I needed. How on earth would my husband expect to know what I needed? Crazy. So how you get your needs met is you sit quietly with yourself and say, what is it I need right now? What's going to make me feel better? And then take responsibility for getting that need met. And if you need to, ask for help. You're allowed to. It's okay. So women especially don't ask for help, and there are a dozen reasons why we don't. I would love in the chat, if you could, what are some of the things that come up to you? What is the discomfort that you feel in your body, and what are the excuses that come up in your head when you think, oh, I really want to do this, but I don't want to ask him? Yep, being selfish. Yep, because you're seen as selfish if you ask for help. Absolutely. You feel like I should have it all together, so I shouldn't need any help. There's judgment around needing help. Oh, she can't do it all herself. She's asking for help again. Easier and faster to do it yourself, Shelley. Absolutely. Anything else? What else comes up for you? Does even just the thought feel indebted? Yes, Raf. Absolutely. Brownie point system. Oh, if I do that, what do I owe them? Love it. Yes. Yeah. Anything else that anyone can come up with? Hang a picture on a wall in the house, but hates holes in the wall. Yes, Trudy. Absolutely. Yeah. X would use it for ammunition to shame later. Oh, that's a good one, Kirsty. Yep. Being emotional. Yep. Should be able to manage. 100%. So there's a dozen reasons why women don't ask for what they want, because we should be enough. We should be able to do it ourselves. We feel judged. These are a few things that I've written down that came up for me. Being compared to others who are doing it all. Jody, that's gold. Yes, absolutely. Oh, well, she can do it. She's got it all. Yeah. On Facebook, it looks like she does, but what's going on behind the scenes? Who knows? Absolutely. And another reason why we don't ask ourselves is because sometimes subconsciously we think, well, what if they say no? What does that mean for me? Where do I sit in my level of importance if they say no? And it can be a real truth teller in a relationship if they say no. So yeah, but if you don't ask, you don't get. So that's how you tap into what it is that you need. Women are great at multitasking, yes. And if you can't, well, then you'll be judged. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's the getting needy. How does that sit with everyone? So tapping into yourself, asking yourself, what is it that I need now? Taking responsibility for getting it done, and then asking for help if you need to. Okay. Yes, if they say no means I'm not good enough, worth it. Absolutely. Then we've got the top pillar. So finally, we're at the yoga and the green smoothies. Yippee. So this seeking joy can mean all the things. It can mean getting your nails done. It can mean massages. But it needs to be joy that is for you. So what makes you feel joy? What makes you feel curious? What makes you feel enthusiasm, eagerness? What fills you with a sense of fun? Because we are all worthy of feeling joy. If we don't feel joy, what the heck are we here for? Like, seriously, what are we here for if not to feel joy and happiness and to have a good time? Absolutely. Yeah, time for Mother's Day vouchers. Excellent. Use them. Absolutely. Yes. Here we are. Yes. So Joe's saying yes, but who are they? That's a good question, Joe. And then resentment circle spins 100%. Yeah. I feel your sisters. Absolutely. Oh, we've got another person coming in. So yeah, we're all worthy of feeling joy, but that joy can look like different things for different people. So the things that bring you joy, they don't need to be big. They don't need to be time consuming. They don't need to be expensive. It can be as little as lighting a stick of incense. It can be lighting a candle. It can be taking yourself out for lunch. It can be anything, but it needs to be for you. It needs to not be what someone else's idea of what brings you joy is. It needs to be what brings you joy, not what other people think joy looks like for you. And try something new as often as you can, because if you don't know what brings you joy, because let's be honest, we have neglected ourselves for a very, very long time, ladies. Oftentimes we don't know what brings us joy. So what I would say is try something new. And if that didn't bring you joy, try something new. And if that didn't bring you joy, try something new. And if that didn't bring you joy, try something new. Oh, even Ashton saying, try something new in the background. I did say try something new, Ash. That's right. So yeah, so try something new as often as you can, and it is for you, not other people's ideas of what they think joy is for you. So Andrea says, quiet time to read a book and not feel like I should be doing something. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. We're lazy if we're not doing something, aren't we? Yes. But that's what brings us joy. That's your joy. I love it. So that is it. The Kerry's hierarchy of self-care needs. That is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Did anyone love the simplicity of that? Awesome. So easy peasy. Or is it easy? Because like a lot of things when it comes to personal development, it's simple, but it's not easy because we've got a lot of shit to get through. So the hierarchy of needs is groundbreaking in its simplicity and its impact. Like it's very, very easy. But we have a lot of conditioning to get through. We have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of beliefs. We have a lot of trauma that stops us from doing these things. So how do you tap into your emotions when you've spent most of your life glossing over them or suppressing them? A lot of us don't know how to process emotions. How do you deal with the discomfort in your body when it comes to the big emotions, when it comes to anger, when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to grief, when it comes to sadness? How do you deal with it? Is it going to be too much? And what does emotional processing even mean? So we got to think about that. Then let's look at the second tier. Get needy. How do I get what I need? I could ask for what I need, but I feel really guilty every time I do. So it stops me from doing it. So what are some of the ways that you can use to get what it is that you need? How do you move through the guilt of asking for what you need? Because we have been made to feel selfish whenever we've asked for our needs to be met. How do we push through that? My partner and my family should know what I want. Why should I have to ask? We need to get through that as well because they're not mind readers. And what if I ask and I come across as needy, or if I come across as a nag, or if I come across as a pest? So we need to get through all of these beliefs and these fears that hold us back from asking what it is that we need. Okay. And then let's look at seeking joy. Hang on. Jump the gun. I love it when it does that. Come down. All right. So what is joy anyway? I'm editing myself really, really well tonight. What the fuck is joy anyway? Like, what does it mean? What does it feel like? A lot of us have neglected our own joy. So what does it feel like? Do we actually really need it? Sounds pretty fluffy. Like, you sure? Sure it's something? Sure it should be up there? Sure it should be in the hierarchy of needs? Yes, I am sure. And what if we've got no time for joy? Well, if you tend to the bottom two, you manage to find time for the top one. So that brings me to introducing to you my 4-week program called Self-Care Matters. See the play on words there? How clever. Self-care matters because you matter. And we need to talk about the matters of self-care. You see where I was going with that. So 4-week program to enable you to learn how to feel what you feel, know what you need, get what you want, boom, in 4 weeks. Wouldn't that be good? Yay. So the self-care that matters for real women who have got real shit to do. Okay, yeah, facial expression, yeah. That was a good bit of fun doing this photo shoot. Okay, so what it includes in this 4-week program is week 1, emotional processing. Why is it important and how do you do it? So why do we need to process emotions and how do you do it? There are different modalities of processing your emotions and getting them out of your body, and different modalities work for different people. Some people like to visualize, some people like to feel, some people like to talk. It's different for everybody, and you will find what works for you. But a lot of us have been suppressing our emotions, shunning them, ignoring them, pushing them down. And if you don't process your emotions, they hide in your body somewhere, and they manifest as backache, shoulder pain, neck pain, migraines, stomach upset, heart problems, cold sores, yes, immune suppression. Has anyone got any of these issues that may possibly be linked to their own emotional suppression? Yes. Carol's like, me. Shelley, yep. I think Shirley was scratching her head then, didn't have her hand up. But yeah, if you ever wonder why these things keep on coming up for you, it could be because you are hanging on to emotions that should be gone in 90 seconds. You're hanging on to something from 10 years ago. So it's important that you are able to process it and get it out of your body. Then losing your voice. That's a good one, Michelle. Week 2, recognizing what it is that you need. So we tap into, how do we know what we need? How do we ask people for what we need in a way that is non-passive aggressive, Shelley? That is clear, and pushing through the things that stop us from asking, the belief systems, the fears, the judgments that we think we're going to get from asking for what it is that we need, pushing through all of those old beliefs, old conditionings, old traumas that stop us from asking. Then week number 3, we talk about finding your joy and what lights you up. So in this one, we delve a little bit into human design as well, because human design will help to direct you in what lights you up, what you should be tuning into, and what you should be steering away from. And we talk a little bit about law of attraction as well, and your vibration and what happens when you experience joy and why it's so important to feel good. So that's what we talk about in week 3. And then week 4, we talk about boundaries and why they're so important in self-care, how to know what they are and how to maintain them. Moving through the fears that stop us, and we're talking about our inner being and our outer being. So that is the 4-week rundown of what this program includes. And then, of course, you've got the bonus, which is a 1.5-hour one-on-one human design unpack with yours truly, which will highlight what your energy type is and how it works, and how knowing your energy type will support you in your self-care needs and any challenges that you may have around self-love, because there are a lot of self-care, self-love gates in human design as well. And if they're in a challenging planet, it could come up as a constant challenge for you, your ability to be able to love yourself. And that all comes with a PDF printout and a recording for you to have and listen to as many times as you like. So altogether, it's a 4-week group, 4 weeks of group coaching masterclass. So every Tuesday, 7 o'clock, we have an hour and a long masterclass to cover those 4-week topics. We have our own Facebook group, which will be where the recordings will be housed and the PDF printouts. And that's where you can ask your questions, share your wins, share your challenges. You'll get a lot of support in that community. You get lifetime access to the recordings to listen to them as many times as you like. You get printable workbooks with each week, which will have a full rundown of everything we covered, plus journal prompts, plus affirmations, and you get that one-on-one human design reading. So the value of this program is over $4,500 worth of value. Today it's $444. There are payment plans available, or you can pay upfront. So when I send out the replays, I will give you guys the full rundown of everything that the program includes, plus all of the options that you have there. If you are wanting to take me up on this 4-week program, because it is going to be gangbusters, you can get in contact with me through my email. So my email is operationabundancehd@gmail.com, and all of this will be in your email. So don't worry if you don't pop it all down. And Michelle has actually got a link. If you are at the point where you are like, oh my God, Kerry, I'm sold, shut up and take my money. Michelle is dropping the links in now for the PayPal payments, etc. So you can contact me at my email. You can find me on my personal page. You can find me through my business page. Plus, you can also find me on Instagram as well. Yeah, Kirsty's been there, done that. It starts, Shelley, on the 29th of September. So you've got a couple of weeks to think about it. So Kirsty was funny. The last masterclass, we got on a call together eventually, and she was just like, I am buying everything. Like, I'll take it all. So she literally said, shut up and take my money. So I did, and she's not looked back yet. It's been amazing. So if anyone is keen, so 29th of September, 4 weeks, plus a one-on-one session, PDF printouts, workbooks, the lot. So I will send all of that information to you guys via email with the replay when it all downloads. Has anyone got any shares or any questions or anything that that they want to share before?
Okay.
Oh, hello. Who's that? Hello? No one? Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, so that's a no. Brilliant. All good. Excellent. So, did everybody get stats, heaps, and tons of value out of that masterclass? Excellent. Yes. Please show her, Shelley, because, if she can benefit from it. If she is in a position where I was 10, 12 years ago, she cannot waste all of the years that I did feeling shit and trying to get attention and my need for significance through non-resourceful ways. And she's going to be a lot more pleasant within herself as well. She's going to feel better, but her experience of her life is going to be awesome. So excellent. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. No worries, Shelley. No worries, Andrea. My pleasure. Thank you. And a few revelations from Michelle as well. And Michelle knew what was coming as well. So ta-da, there you go. No worries, Kate. My pleasure. Thank you, Trudy. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming and spending your Tuesday night with me. I've appreciated having each and every one of you here. For those who are watching the replay, please please say hello, say that you've watched the replay and you enjoyed it, or I don't know, if you didn't, don't say anything. And I hope that you have a great rest of your evening. So thank you. Thanks, Christine. No worries. Awesome. Thank you, Shirley. My pleasure. Thanks, Lynette. Thank you. My pleasure. iPad 3. I think that's Carol. Excellent. Awesome.